Hey love, what is up? Thanks for joining me today. My name is Lauren. If you didn't know, appreciate you joining me today. I have some new products from YSL as well as NARS, so if you're interested in any of those products, just keep on watching. So this is Yves Saint Laurent Make Me Blush 24-Hour Buildable Powder Blush. These retail for $45 and they came out with 7 shades, and 4 of them are of a silky satin formulation and 3 are of a soft matte formulation. Silky satin formulations are the shades Nude Lavalier, Restless Rose, Baby Doll Pink, Spicy Berry, and the soft matte formulations are Pink Voltage, Peachy Nude, and Berry Bang. What is it? A little blush and a little clutch. That's cute. A long-lasting velvety soft blush that provides buildable color in the silky satin and soft matte finishes. The coverage is medium, the finish is matte, the formulation is pressed powder, has squalane and rosehip oil in it. It says this iconic palm-sized powder blush feels lightweight and blurs onto cheeks. Lasts 24 hours without leaving skin feeling dry. These collectible couture blushes provide a subtle diffuse flush or can build for a full glam look. It says squalane blurs the looks of imperfections and pours on the cheek, and rosehip helps with healthy looking skin. Okay. It says it's waterproof too. Interesting. I'm not going to test that. I'm not going to lie. The packaging on these things are elite. I actually do appreciate that like each one like corresponds with the color inside, so that's a nice little touch. So let's get into the shades I got. 93 Restless Rose, which is described as a peachy pink satin. 37 Peachy Nude, which is described as a warm terracotta matte. And I do have this in liquid blush form. Please hold. I didn't think to compare the two, but we're about to do it now just to see what that looks like. Let me just put that here. I do absolutely love this blush formula and this color on my skin tone, and I did rate this top 10 best beauty products of 2024 releases, so yeah. Let me see how similar they are. Okay, they are quite similar. Yeah. So this is the cream version of this blush and this is the powder version. Very similar. I will say that the matte version looks a lot more smoother on the skin, where this cream version just looks like skin. Like it just kind of melted into the palm of my hand. So that's the difference between the two formulations, but the color is very similar. If you have this in a color that already exists in the liquid version, you may want to try a different color, but I like peachy nude shades, so I have a type and I don't care. I will use both like religiously because peachy nude, warm peachy beige shades are like my jam, my go-to, my everyday. So I'm not mad that I have this in similar colors but in different formats. Not mad at all. Honestly, you could probably take this blush and reinforce it with this blush if you want more staying power, even though you won't really need to do that because this has a good enough staying power on its own. If you like a more natural skin-like finish, then I would say go with the liquid version. If you want more blurred diffused skin and a little bit more pigment, I would go with the powder versions. Doesn't matter if you go with the silky satin or the matte version when it comes to the powder. They both kind of give your skin like this blurred diffused look because of the formulation of this powder, where this just kind of melts into the skin. So again, this is more skin-like. These are more blurred and diffused and a slightly more pigmented. This is pigmented, but it's definitely not as pigmented as these. Like, so if you need more pigment than this can provide, go with the powder versions. Let's just get into my application of both of the blushes and wrap up my final thoughts at the end. The first color I'm putting on is 37 Peachy Nude. This color leans red, like a brick red, and there was a lot of kick up and kickback of the powder with both of these blushes, so very dusty. Make sure to tap off the excess from your brush. This is indeed a matte and appears matte on the skin, provides zero luminosity, but it packs a punch with pigment, glides on the skin well, and builds up effortlessly. I just want to give a reminder that my face swatches are done on nothing but foundation and concealer skin. There's no bronzer or anything else to interfere with the color, so what you are seeing is pretty true and accurate to color. Restless Rose is up next. This is a silky satin and has a subtle luminosity built in, glided on the skin beautifully and built up effortlessly. There is a subtle gold sheen in this color, giving it its luminosity, but it's not intense at all. I feel like this is what the Fenty blush lighters that released last summer should have been. That product had way too much gold, and depending on the lighting, your whole cheek can appear yellow gold. Not this YSL blush. They found a perfect balance, and it definitely appears more pink than anything on the skin. They are side by side. It's hard to tell on camera the difference, but in person it's more noticeable. One side has a subtle glow and more pink, while the other side is matte and more red. Before I get into my final thoughts on the blushes, I just want to quickly go over this NARS Afterglow Sheer Hydrating Lip Oil. This is a NARS Afterglow Sheer Hydrating Lip Oil. This retails for $28, and I got mine in the shade Faraway, which is an apricot tea. They have 4 shades total: Faraway, Twirl, Wondrous, and Orgasm. Of course they have an orgasm. They are always going to have an orgasm. What is it? A sensorial gel oil gloss with long-lasting hydration and sheer shine. It has vitamin E and A, helps restore lips by providing smoothing and conditioning benefits, omega-3 and 6 soothing agents to combat environmental stressors. Pomegranate extract delivers a nourishing sensation while providing long-lasting hydration. This is a high shine gloss loaded with long-lasting hydration and irresistibly sheer color. The gel oil texture glides on with a weightless feel. It is formulated with raspberry seed oil and pomegranate extract to intensely nourish lips. This treatment oil is also infused with omegas 3 and 6 plus vitamin E and A to smooth, soften, and soothe. I will say my lips feel great. I'm not arguing anything they're claiming at all. My lips feel great. Feel nice, it feels hydrating. I can put this on without a mirror. It is a nice, perfect, like rosy brown shade. Goes very well with the shade of my natural lip color. The shine is there. It does fade rapidly. It's not as shiny as the Dior Lip Glow Oil. The shine doesn't last as long as the Dior Lip Glow Oil. I find this to fade a little faster, just from regular talking, just sitting around doing nothing. But I do like this a lot. If you don't like how thick the Dior Lip Glow oils are, you probably might like this better. I find it to be of a thinner, more sheer consistency and texture. Now back to the blushes. I like these a lot. So I like both of these. I actually love both of these. They're both pigmented, but this is a little less aggressive than this. This matte formula they have going on here is aggressive. We'll get a lot of pigment from the rip. This is pigmented, but it's not as aggressive as this. And I think that's to be expected. Usually matte formulas tend to pack more of a punch than any other type of formula, especially satin. Satin tends to build up a little bit more eloquently, a little bit less aggressive than a matte formulation. But that's a good thing, because I would rather deal with something that's a little bit more pigmented that can work on a wider range of skin tones than something that doesn't give me any pigments at all, and I have to sit here and build it up just to get a certain level of intensity. The good news here is with both formulations, you don't really have to worry about, will it show up on my brown skin? I find it to be buildable, I find it to be smooth, I find it to be very flattering on the cheek. They knocked it out the park. They mixed both of these colors together, and I do like the effect that I have on my cheeks right now. And I kind of want more colors. I was looking at Nude Lavalier, which is an iconic dusty pink satin. And I'm not the biggest pink person, but this looks more like a purplish pink. and I'm just curious. If I was to buy it, I would wait for a sale because I can't see me paying full price on a color that I'm not entirely sure will work on my skin tone. But they do have it with a medium skin tone model here, and she looks fine. I'm gonna just do a quick swatch of them side by side. So this is Restless Rose and this is Peachy Nude, and yeah, that's the key difference. So my final thoughts on both these products. I love both of these. This is a great purchase. I'm happy I got these. Again, the packaging, they killed it, and this is a good formulation. Claps for YSL. They did that. The blush, amazing, chef's kiss. You can't go wrong with either formulation. They both glide onto the skin. Just pick a color that you like, and I don't think you can go wrong. I appreciate that these are more pigmented. I would rather work with something that's a little more pigmented and I just have to use a lighter hand than something that's not pigmented at all, and I can't even get it to show up on my skin tone without like piling it on. If I had to pick my favorite out of the two, I would have to say Restless Rose kind of wins out. Restless Rose has luminosity built in, where this one doesn't. So I don't know, I just like this blush just a smidge better, but I like both colors. Obviously I love a warm peachy beige. I'm definitely gonna use this still, but I like this one just a little bit more. So I think I'm leaning more towards the silky satin formula, but both are good. As far as the NARS lip glow oil, you can see like I still have a little bit of shine like on the top of my lip here. It does give a subtle shine. It's not a very long lasting shine. As you can see, my bottom lip, I've just been sitting here talking and there's completely no shine left at all from that, mainly because that's the part where my mouth is like touching the most. Up here where you can still see a little bit of shine, absolutely no action is happening up there, so that's taking a while to fade away. But yeah, the rest of my lip kind of like the shine is gone, but what's left is my lips do feel very nourished after using this. So I mean, my lips feel fine right now. I 100% recommend this. NARS is always going to be good, sturdy, reliable. They always give good quality. My lips feel really soft. They feel really nourished. They feel really hydrated right now. I like this. I would repurchase this. This is definitely like a good product. This was a good haul. I have no complaints about either one of these products. I love both of them and I highly recommend both of them. 2025 is starting off great with the makeup purchases. It's a good omen. But that's all from me today. Appreciate you hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell me, did you try any of these new releases from YSL or NARS? What you think about them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. I will say it doesn't have as long lasting of a staying power as the Dior lip glow oils. It's not as thick. This is a very thin, sheer formulation. So if you don't like the if you don't like that thick goopiness of the Dior lip glow oils, that actually is what is giving it its very prominent shine and long lasting shine that lip oil has, you'll probably like this better because it's very thin and it's sheer and it's not as thick and goopy as the Dior lip oil. And that's one of my favorite lip oils of all time. I'm not bashing it, and that's what's giving it its long lasting shine. That's probably why I like the Dior so much, because of that shine that it gives, and it lasts forever. It's because it's so goddamn thick.